Hi, good morning, Kathy. How are you doing?
I'm doing terrific, and I want to say to everyone, in case you didn't notice, Roman's not here, but I think he's going to be in the chat. He's got some contractors that are at his place. You know, he's building a new holistic center for dogs and their family.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he is renovating 100 years old house
yeah.
with a lot of patience and dust.
Yes, yes, right. Yeah, he's been filling in everyone every day about what the trials and tribulations are, but he's coming a long way.
Yep.
So today we've got beware of internet pet scams.
Yep.
Now, for those of you that have not really known about what's going on, we want to show you a couple of things to give you first the idea of what's going on. Because of COVID now, actually before COVID, but because of COVID, there has been a lot of internet scams when it comes to puppies because people, shelters and rescues are not adopting.
hmm
And what ends up being a really big problem is people don't know how they can go ahead and get a dog. Hello, Gaetan.
I'm here. I'm listening to you. I'm getting some document ready for you. Sorry.
I thought you were going to La La Land.
No, not this time. I'm not going
Uh,
anywhere.
here's Dale. Good morning, Dale. Yeah.
I have a second monitor to my right. So if I look at the monitor, it seems I'm looking to the left.
Yeah.
And I have a screen I can share with you like this and share it because I want to support your statement. But to
Okay.
get to the screen, I need to go like and look. And so I'm
Okay,
sorry
so
for
what is
that.
this? Okay, the dog shortage is real. Okay.
Okay, so it was for later, but that's fine. We
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a live show,
Yeah,
and
that's
your
okay.
host is Kathy, and I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, well, first we were going to show this video. What I started to say is that when you when you think about puppy scams, you think, well, why would anybody want to scam someone? It's a business now, it seems like, because if you can order a dog online and pay for the shipping and pay for everything coming, people are going to take advantage of it. It just seems like a perfect thing. And I know my sister-in-law sent me an email and said that one of her friends just got scammed by buying a dog online. But
hmm
first, I want to show you what happens behind the scenes. First, we've got something about puppy mills. And if you're not familiar with puppy mills, this is where dogs are bred and then the puppies are sold. Sometimes they're sold through stores, sometimes they're sold online, but it's like a reproduction service. So let's watch that first. Okay, let's go to this.
It's not pretty,
It's not pretty for sure, folks.
and there's sound also. And that's
uh,
the video,
wow.
short video, but just to give an overview
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the issue and the problem there.
Okay, let me get rid of this here, and I want to show this other one now so that we can start off on everybody being on the same page and knowing what we're talking about. Okay, so let me key up this one, and then we'll go.
COVID-19 can make
Oh,
many
it's a
people
spinning wheel.
yearn for pets.
Wow.
But the Better Business Bureau says, watch out, there are scammers out there. And WGN's Sean Lewis talked with a family that sent money for a new dog, only to find out too late they'd been taken. Sean?
Yeah, we're not talking about just one or two families either, Joe and Micah. We're talking about hundreds of people who just in the last month just in the last month, have gone and lost hundreds of dollars because they have fallen prey to these online scammers. It seems that the need for companionship in the COVID pandemic has both good and bad points. As so many of us stay at home, many are looking to add to their family.
The first couple of weeks, we got over 1,500 foster applications, and normal would be maybe 50.
Heather Owen from One Tail at a Time tells me they've been inundated with adoption requests. It's the same for animal rescues and shelters around the Chicago area. But there is another side. Some looking for new pets find themselves unwittingly part of a scam.
They assume it's on the internet, everything's good, it looks good, they promise them everything.
In just a month, the Better Business Bureau's received 371 reports of people being ripped off after looking online for a pet.
You fall in love with them in the picture, and then you reach out to these scammers, and they say, of course we have these dogs. And that's all it is we just need payment, and we'll get them shipped to you pretty quickly.
That is a familiar story to Lauren Doyle, who found a corgi puppy online and filled out an application.
They told me it was great to hear from me, and they just had a few questions that they wanted me to answer, and just to make sure that the puppy would be a good fit for me and my family. They were like, yeah, we think that you would be a good fit. Like, we think our puppy would do good at your house.
And that is when they asked her for money. Lauren paid $750 online. A bargain, really, for a corgi, she thought, until
I tried to get in contact with people. They never responded, so I tried to call them, and I tried texting them and everything, and they just never responded.
And they pull on the heartstrings of you. They got these beautiful dogs they need to get rid of quickly, and they all say the right things, the right price amount. It's too good to pass up.
He warns that scammers don't usually ask for credit card numbers or personal checks. That could be used to track them down. Instead, they want payment from Western Union, MoneyGram, and Green Dot, or prepaid debit or store gift cards.
They will try to get as much money from you continuously until you run out of money or realize it is a scam.
For Lauren, the realization came too late. She filed a police report, but does not expect to ever see that $750 returned.
I was really mad that I wasn't the only one who had fallen into this, because I mean, if it was just me, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But I mean, as you said, there are a bunch of other people who have sent money to these people thinking that they were going to get a puppy and then just never heard back from them.
One Tail at a Time suggests that if you are in the market for a new pet, you can check out the local rescues, the shelter, or petfinder.com, a good resource to find a pet that is available and actually exists. We're live tonight in Logan Square. Sean Lewis, WGN News.
So now, when you look at something like that, you think, well, why would anybody want to buy a dog online? During COVID times, I think that's what everybody is doing, don't you, Gaetan?
Yes, but in the context of the COVID, I check with the local shelter here, and the demand is very, very high. And there's an article in Today's Veterinarian, that was the screen I want to share with you,
Okay.
which said there's a dog shortage in the U.S. It's real. And so they addressed the fact that during the COVID-19, in the past 9 months, the demand for dogs and adoption and shelter went through the roof. And there's a demand more than the supply. And that's opened the door for scammer and other people who are not really conscious or have any intent of being, doing fair business with you.
Right,
So
right.
it's important to check with first local shelter and humane society in your area, and look for good reference if we want to have a dog to be adopted in our family. So that's the first level of recommendation. It's very sad to see abuse of all of many type, but including abuse of people who were looking for a companion.
Oops.
A picture of a dog online and then went down the drain. Yes,
Yeah.
Kathy, you were about to say something.
I was going to, I thought we lost you for a second because I didn't see you moving, but all of a sudden you came back to life. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
alive.
Yeah. What I'm going to do here, folks, is I'm going to put some links, copy these links, and then I'll put them in the description so that you'll have it, because we've got a number of websites that, unbeknownst to me, and I'm sure to Gaetan too, I did not know that there was like 100 websites of people selling dogs that are all scams. So before you get a puppy or before you get a dog, you're going to want to go to this website to see if the place you're buying from has that. So here we're talking about internet pet scams. This is from the Humane Society. Where people want to know, well, where's my puppy? Because they get something from overseas. And what happens is, excuse me, what happens is the person that was supposedly sending it, they come back to them and they say, hey, you know what? The transport is going to be more money because they got affected by COVID. So then they add some more money onto it. And before you know it, there was one guy, I think that one guy that ended up almost $5,000 for the show. I'm sorry, $5,000 for the dog. Well,
Yes.
I lost Gaetan. There he is. We lost you again.
Okay, I think I have too many things open. I just turned off.
Okay.
There was a PowerPoint presentation. There was a QuickTime movie, which is useless.
Yeah.
And I'm back with you, only you, and only you right now.
Okay. All
So,
right.
and the 200,000 people watching, of course.
Exactly. So here we've got fraud.org. Up until this point, by the way, I did not realize how bad the situation is in terms of pet scams. It's gotten so out of control right now that a lot of seniors are being affected. That's why we wanted to do this show. A lot of seniors are being affected because they don't know any better. They think, oh, isn't that cute? I want to save that animal. And they'll send money to get a dog from overseas or even in our own country here. So it's fueled by, like in the video, they said, they will ask you for information about what you want. They'll play to your sympathies. They take money, but they don't take it through traditional ways. So those are the things that you really want to look at and say, you know, this sends a real red flag to me.
Yeah. One day there was a scam going on, and I was called, and by curiosity, I played a game of listening to their scam. And at the end, they were asking me to go to Apple Store and buy an Apple gift card.
Really?
And I say, okay, that make no sense.
Yeah, right.
That make absolutely no sense. Somebody, it was a scam about federal tax. They were calling people and say, oh, you know, we look at the 7-year report and you owe money to the tax IRS, and they were very tricky because they use a fake caller ID. You know, when you have a phone, you have your caller ID that can be your name or that can be your phone number. But if you put a fake phone number there, you think it's legitimate from a legitimate source.
Right.
And another sign that it's a fraud, it said, call from the U.S. So that's
Come
on.
Yeah, call from the U.S. It doesn't say that normally.
You're in Nigeria, maybe, or Russia, someplace like that.
Right.
And you call from the U.S. and I'll buy it. Okay. Anyway, so at the end of the day, they were asking for $700, and they make a number like $723.14, just to give you the impression you might be on the real thing.
Right.
And they say, well, you get arrested and the official will come to your door, blah, blah, blah. So that's crap.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody make a scam and say, pay by, can you get me a gift card, or Western Union and all that kind of transaction, it's practically untraceable. And especially a gift card, you cannot trace it beside you buying the card.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can say who used the card, when, how, where it was used, and it's lost in the jungle. So be careful with that. And not every nice puppy on the picture is nice. Make sure that the organization, if you go on a website and you see the name of an organization, you can cross-check that name by Googling the name and see
Right.
where they show up. Many times you take the name of an organization, you Google it, and you have either the Oscar report or the Department of Commerce or Secretary of State of or where the state this name come from, and they say, well, this is a LLC, or this is a nonprofit organization, or it's a C corporation, blah blah blah, and you can see some reference there, and you can see if it's in good standing or not, and that costs nothing. You don't have to pay a dime for that. It's a public information. So that's the first step to verify the exactness or the origin of that organization. Another thing to be aware is similar name. So you might have an organization called Pet Adoption, which is legitimate organization called Pet Adoption and Friend, and they will mimic the logo of the first one and make you believe that you are at the right place and you really have in contact with the right organization. And this is another scam, another indication of, be aware of that. This is there was an organization that mimic the Homeland Security for immigration form, and they have the logo of the Homeland Security. They have all of this, and the only clue you have, it's like a .com web page.
Mm-hmm.
.com is commercial. It's not .gov.
Yeah.
It's governmental, but everything else was really the great, and you say, wow, what a service.
Yeah.
Until they ask you for $160
Yeah.
to file a form, and the form are free, and don't fall for it. So same thing with dog adoption. Verify the name, the source, the exact name of the organization, who they are, what they are claiming to be. And
Right. Well, I want to tell a good story now.
yes, please.
Here's a good story, folks. This Cameroonian operator charged in fraudulent online puppy scam that exploited the COVID-19 pandemic. This guy was arrested, is behind bars. He is charged with conspiracy to commit fraud, wire fraud, forging a seat of the U.S. Supreme Court, and aggravated identity theft. So just kind of what you said. But here, some of these things, I just want to read one to you. It says that victim number one was induced to lose $9,100 due to false claims that the puppy was being shipped, needed insurance, and was exposed to COVID-19. This goes on and on about all of the victims. I'm going to put this in here too, because you might have fallen into this as well, and you'd like to know what to do.
Right.
Okay, so let's do that. This is more of a resource show today, folks. Let's see here now. How to avoid becoming a victim to a pet adoption scam. It says, number one, skip the pure breed puppy requirement and adopt from a local shelter. Unfortunately, you can't adopt from a local shelter right now during COVID in many areas.
Mhm.
So what you can do is you can go to their website and you can look at the pictures on the website, and then you can make an appointment for a one-on-one. A lot of people think, well, because they're closed, does that mean they're closed 100%? And they're not.
No, no. They do what they will be glad to want to have a one-on-one appointment with you, and they are expecting you to have the social distancing and the mask, but they do set appointment. What they don't want is to have 20, let's say 5 people showing at the same time for adopting 5 different dogs. They might not have 5 different dogs. So call your shelter locally and make arrangement. First of all, ask them if they have any puppy available or dog available. It's not a matter of puppy. It's a matter of, is there any dog available? And if the answer is yes, they can, you can carry on the conversation and figure out how to proceed to foster or adopt the dog. And so they will set an appointment with you and facilitate the process.
That's right. And and what I know from experience, I think I told you here, folks, let me put this down here a second. What I told you a while ago is here in Las Cruces, we've got an overabundance of dogs. And then we actually transport, we pull and then we transport to different areas of where dogs are wanted and they're already being adopted. We just did one with the 73 dogs. And I got to tell you, Gaetan, you're not going to believe what has happened.
I don't believe it.
Well, yeah, all
because
but I
you said it.
Yeah, seriously, all but now that happened what less than 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
10 days ago.
and all but I think 4, because of medical reasons, all but 4 have been adopted. Look how fast
Fantastic.
that went. And here they've been sitting for months and months and months because nobody would adopt them. So getting back to why would someone adopt and how can you do it? The way that this Oregon Dog Rescue, the way they do it is they take applications ahead of time. You can see what the dogs look like. They show pictures, videos of the dogs online on social media, on their website, as well as on Facebook. And then people can fill out an application. One dog that we know of that came from here that was sitting for over a year had 83 applications.
Wow.
How good is that? Is that cool or what?
He's a movie star.
Yeah, really, just absolutely great.
The star of the shelter.
Yeah. So anyway, the second one, it says always meet your future pet in person before paying. Well, again, that's pre-COVID, but now post-COVID, what do? We still are in a situation where we can't really see them, but you can see them via the gods of technology, as Gaetan would say, has provided us with Zoom and has provided us with StreamYard and a number of different ways where you can see these animals. FaceTime, right? Yeah. Okay.
Just on that point, the person at the shelter will use the FaceTime feature on their phone and show you the animal in the context.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, and Charlie says yes too. Thank you, hon. You're absolutely right. Okay, now beware of any seller who says she's located out of town or worse, overseas. Never wire money for any purchases. Do your research. Check references and don't trust free pet offers, and make sure the pet shipper is legitimate. Now, what do we mean by a pet shipper? These are people, hang on here a second. These are people that will agree to ship the dogs within a certain period of time, and usually there's insurance required. It ends up being anywhere from $300 to $500 to ship a dog. So you could actually end up paying in the thousands for a dog that you get from overseas. But if you never get the dog, then that becomes a crime. And there seems to be no recourse right now. That's the sad part. Who do you go to? Where do you go if this
Yeah.
scam happens to you? What do? You contact the attorney general? Big deal. They don't, you know, it's what's so funny?
It's useless because a con man or a con organization will mislead you by many mean. So let's say, case in point, you want to buy a German Shepherd, and there's a nursery in Hamburg, Germany,
Hmm.
and they present to you that they have like German Shepherd, blah blah blah, and you can get a German Shepherd, but for some reason they have an overstock, and the price would be very fair, only $5,000, and you can get it like within 2 days, airport or a major airport nearby. It's Friday, so wire the money to me now, and it would be there by Tuesday. Big deal.
Right.
Uh, you will never see your money.
Yeah.
You
Right.
might be
Exactly.
laughing in a cafe in Nigeria
Yeah.
or in other country, North Korea or any place like that, laughing like maniac
Right.
and cashing your money and enjoying big kick out of it. And they do that like day in and day out. It's a sport for them.
And you know what's really annoying to me is
Hmm.
here you've got this innocent animal and playing on somebody's emotions, which another scam, of course, is to scam seniors.
Yeah.
But here, people are believing that they're going to get this dog that is either going to provide a service for them or some kind of comfort, or
Hmm.
it's a family member. And not only are they out the money, but they're out the animal too. This
Yep.
is a living being. This is not an Amazon purchase.
No.
You can't return it. You can't do any of that. And you're
Hmm.
expecting it to come. At least Amazon will give you a refund. You don't get a refund when it comes to this. You just don't.
No. There's no recourse and
Yeah.
no because you say, okay, that's in Germany, that's Hamburg, that's that organization. I'll call Interpol and file a complaint. Well, there's an organization, as I said, in Hamburg, Germany,
Right.
but the name is not exactly the same
Yeah.
than the name of the scammer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right. So, and there goes
It's a
Kate.
detail.
Yeah. Right.
And
So
so,
we
yeah,
lost you
go
for
ahead.
a second. I just wanted to say now here, this is going to be the biggest thing that I'll put a link in here, and it's the very last one in the chat. This is actually a list. It's called petscams.com, and it's got a puppy scammers list. But folks, look at all of these. Look at all of
Oh,
these. Now wait until you get down to here. It's 89 pages full of websites that are pet scammers. I was just taken back by that.
mm,
And some of these you think, oh my God, a lot of them are breeders. A lot of them are amazing pug puppies, purebred Australian Shepherd puppies, and and then here's how does a puppy scam work? You can go ahead to this website and go ahead and look at it, folks. I think you'll enjoy that.
mhm.
Okay, I
And one
didn't
of
really
the
go ahead.
I was about to say that one of the trick of the scammer is to present you something so unique and so beautiful, so exceptional that you cannot resist, but go falling for it. And be careful with that. The
Yes.
beautiful corky dog picture, and I look at the picture from the report in WGN in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
It's looked like a picture of a dog taken in a living room. So why somebody having a dog in his living room will put that for sale in a very mysterious way, and then you never see. there's no context to it, to
Right.
the picture. So
Yeah.
it's a very like square picture. We see the side of a sofa or chair, living room, and that's not enough information to make a judgment on that.
Right. And
So
don't you think that what is important is do your homework, folks. Don't
yeah,
just go ahead. Why would you spend $9,000 on something that you haven't really checked out? Check the company out. And here's how I do it. If it's a company, you Google it, and then after whatever it is, put reviews or
mhm.
scam. So like Gaetan Shade, scam. Oh, oops.
Catty, Catty.
Yeah, I couldn't resist, Gaetan. I couldn't resist.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
that was a joke
Yes, it was a joke. Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Catty
Yeah. Right.
to me because we're old friend for more than 20 some years, 7 years
Yes.
or so.
Yeah.
So she can make joke about me
Yes.
in
Yes, I
public.
can. Yeah. Yeah.
That is a
So,
joke.
all right. So that's it for our show today. But I just wanted to add that let me give you a little update on Barkhouse.
Yes, please.
Barkhouse today had their flight. It's almost like a relay flight. There was this group called Sam's Academy,
Mhm.
Dr. Lauren Chavez and Cody, who is the student at Sam's Academy. They flew from Albuquerque to Las Cruces, picked up the dogs. They're going back. Another pilot is coming and then picking those dogs up and going to Denver. So it's like a relay. It's 2 operations in one, and couldn't be any more thrilled. I think 29 dogs went today, and now the court hold facility in Las Cruces is empty, folks. It's empty. All the dogs are gone. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we have a lack of dog now in the country
Yeah.
because Las Cruces has no more dog to ship.
No. In the Griggs building, which are the ones that Barkhouse pulled, only
Yeah,
those. Oh, no. The
only
shelter
those
still
in
has.
the,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
plenty of
Oh,
dog in shelter.
look at this.
Yeah, Dale, I agree with that.
Ooh la la.
I'll give, I gave her a moral spanking,
Yeah. Okay.
a virtual one.
Yeah. So now for
She's so sweet. Anyway.
me.
Oh yeah, you're sweet.
Oh yes, I am. I don't eat sweets, and that's because of
You're
that
so
fact.
sweet.
How could I possibly have sweets? It would be sugar overload. It really would be.
Your
Don't you-
sweetness is an overload for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today's show, everyone.
On a sweet note.
Yeah. And we will see you next week.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Look forward for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.